Hey everyone, it's Sammy from Push Square, and in today's video I wanted to talk about the latest PlayStation Plus update, which has obviously caused a lot of anger and frustration among subscribers. But instead of focusing on the PlayStation 4 content like we normally do, I actually want to talk about the PlayStation 3 and Vita, and I want to propose the idea that perhaps Sony should be thinking about ditching those consoles from the subscription service. Now, before I really get started and dig into this topic, I should point out that I love the PS3 and I love the Vita, so before people come in the comments and tell me that I hate both consoles and I only care about the PS4, that couldn't be further from the truth. I actually love the Vita, I play it most days, and I spent years and years writing about and talking about the PS3, so I don't hate those consoles. But I think there's an argument to be made that Sony should consider moving on from them, particularly where PlayStation Plus is involved. Now, I've got the list of titles going back a few months on the PS3 and Vita, and it's pretty clear that the quality has dipped. If we go back to March, PS3 owners got Super Stardust HD and The Last Guide, two games that I really like. Super Stardust HD is one of my favourites from the last generation, but these are really old games now, and I'd be shocked if anybody hadn't purchased those before. And then on the Vita, you got Reality Fighters and Flame Over. You know, Flame Over was pretty cool, Reality Fighters was garbage in my opinion, but they're not the greatest of games, are they? And this is a continuing theme and has been the theme for a while now. In April, PS3 got I Am Alive and Savage Moon, two very average games. Vita got Shushimi and A Virus Named Tom. Now, did anybody actually even play those? In May was a really bad month. Sony gave away the Loco Roco thing for PS3, which was basically a screensaver. Like, seriously, they gave away a screensaver. And Bionic Commando Realm 2. And on Vita you got Switch Galaxy and one of the God of War PSP games. And this has been a thing on the Vita in particular. Sony has exhausted basically all the games, the native Vita games, and has started giving away PSP games, which is scraping the barrel in my opinion. June, Echo Chrome and Siren on PS3. Vita got God of War PSP again and Little Deviants. And then in July, Fat Princess and Call of Juarez Bound in Blood. Again, two games that I actually kind of like, but you know, they're ancient again. And on the Vita, a Prince of Persia PSP game and Orochimaru Tainted Bloodlines, I think it's called. So I think it's pretty clear that the quality has dipped. I remember when the service was at its peak on PS3 and you were getting stuff like Red Dead Redemption and Assassin's Creed 3 every month. Now, Sony seems to be phoning it in on the PS3 and on the Vita, and I think there's an argument to be made that maybe they should just give up, leave those platforms behind and start concentrating on the PS4 lineup, which is, let's be honest, what we all care about, right? Most people that are subscribed to PlayStation Plus, whether it's through force because they have to subscribe for multiplayer, or whether it's because you know, they want the free games, I think most people at this point, there are 20 million subscribers, and I would be shocked if less than 5% of them don't own a PS4 yet. So what I'm saying is most of the subscribers are PS4 owners, and it's time to concentrate on those platforms. By relieving the PS3 and Vita, they maybe have more resources, more money, more time to negotiate better PS4 titles. And another thing that I've heard mentioned on various podcasts, PS I Kinda Love You, the Kinda Funny podcast, has talked about this a lot, is the idea that when PlayStation VR comes out, maybe they could ditch PS3 and Vita and give a PlayStation VR title away instead, which I think would cause some frustration, because let's be honest, most people that own a PS4 aren't going to buy a PlayStation VR headset, at least not at launch. But you know, that's an interesting idea. At least PlayStation VR is a new and relevant platform that's going to be getting, we hope, is going to be getting new releases on it. So yeah, I think that's an interesting idea. It's certainly something that they could toy with. I don't know how well it would go down with subscribers, but definitely something to think about. Having said all that, you know, I really do think it's time for Sony to start looking at the PS3 and Vita and start moving on. You know, the lineup for PS3 and Vita hasn't been good for a while. I don't know about you, but I don't even bother downloading those games anymore. I don't even add them to my purchases like I do with the PS4 games. Even if I don't download them, I at least claim them so that they're in my download history. But yeah, I don't bother with PS3 and Vita. But what about you? Do you still download the PS3 and Vita games? Do you want Sony to continue supporting those? And do you feel that it's not doing a good enough job at the moment? Are you a PS3 and Vita only subscriber who feels really shortchanged? Because if you are a PS3 and Vita only owner and you're subscribed to PlayStation Plus, then you're doing it wrong. You should cancel that subscription now, because this has increasingly become a PS4 only service, even though they continue to fulfill the quota. Let me know what you think in the comments section below. Don't bite my head off. Like I say, I love PS3 and Vita. I just think it's time to move on. And as always, thank you so much for watching. Sorry, I'm losing my train of thought today. It's been a long day. Thank you so much.